95% of network marketers do not understand this one thing. And if you do, it's going to make a huge difference in your bottom line, in your pocketbook, in your money, in your recruiting efforts, in your downline, building a team, and overall in just your business and in your life. If you can understand this one thing, your business will dramatically change. So what is this thing? Okay. This thing is the difference between, going to use brown, marketing versus selling. If you can understand the difference between marketing and selling, your business will completely. Okay, when I learned this, I was doing door-to-door sales, and they would just draw me a little map. My manager would say, okay, we're going into this area here. And they would draw me a little map, and it would go to my app on my iPad, and I would go walk around and I'd look at all of the houses. Okay. And I started knocking on these doors, and I was just struggling. I would just knock on every single door, just knock. And I figure, okay, if I just talk to as many people as possible and I knock on as many people as possible, then I'm just going to make a ton of money. Anyway, and first weeks go by and I only do very little. I'm only selling a little bit. And there's these other people that are just crushing it up, and they're just selling, just making tons of money. And I was like, okay, how are these guys doing it? Now, I was selling TV. I was selling satellite TV through a satellite company. And if you're not familiar, people used to pay. They used to go to Xfinity or Comcast and say, hey, I would like TV and internet and phone service. And a big competitor to cable was satellite TV. And the big competitors were Dish and DirecTV. DirecTV's since been bought by AT&T. Anyway, so what I started to realize was that there were people that already had satellites on their roof. Okay, and with satellite, you would have to point it southward, and it would be a little dish and would point a satellite up in the sky, and that's how you got your. And what I started to realize was this: those people already pay for satellite TV. All I need to do is find the people that get DirecTV, and I'm going to switch them over to Dish, because it's a competitor. It's the exact same product, just with a different brand, basically. Just a little bit of differences. But hey, if you're paying $100 here, and I can get you $50 here, would you go over there? Right? That was basically my sales pitch. And so how does this relate to marketing versus selling? So selling is when you are one-on-one and you're actually presenting an offer. And this is where most network marketers think that they are. They are basically just glorified salespeople. But in reality, this is called net marketing. So what is marketing? To me, marketing is an education. It's about storytelling. And storytelling is basically a way of breaking down people's beliefs of what they think is possible and what's not possible. And marketing is also, like, people talk about doing market research. You're doing your market research, and that means you're just finding people that are actually interested in your product, right? And so what I would do with Dish, I started realizing, oh my gosh, if I can look at the houses and I can see who has satellite TV already, I'm going to knock on those houses. And I'd knock and I'd spend my time a little more efficiently. So I did my market research. I did my marketing. And I found these people that had satellite already on their house. And then I would go to their house and then I would sell them, because I said, hey, I'm working with all the satellite customers in the area here because people are so upset about this problem, which was high bills, right? And I knew that they had high bills, or I knew that they were losing channels or whatever it was, because I did my market research. And so that's the key here for you to be successful in any business, is to do your market research. Figure out who is your target customer, do your education on them, figure out what their pain points are, figure out their desires, figure out where they are located. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on TikTok? Or wherever they're at? Right? Start talking about those pain points and then get them into a sales funnel. And this is something I learned a lot later, was about sales funnels. Like, hey, you can actually sell people on autopilot over here with a sales funnel. I don't have to physically be present to sell someone. I don't have to go and knock on their door, open up their door, go inside their house, sit at their table, do a presentation, and maybe they say yes or maybe they say no. I can do presentations to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people all at the same time because I have a sales funnel. But that's a story for another day. The key here today is you need to be focusing on your marketing, your market research, figuring out where your customers are, what are their pain, what are their desires. Because if you can find those people that have pain, that have desires, and you can talk to them in the right way, you're going to do so much better. So many people in network marketing, they jump the gun. They're just like, I want to talk to anyone anyone possible. And this would be just like me when I was doing door-to-door sales, trying to knock on every single door. And some people don't pay for TV, right? How hard is it to try and sell someone TV that doesn't pay for TV? It's almost impossible. I did it once. I was out in Denver, Colorado, sold someone. I said, hey, look at all these things that you're paying for. You have all of your Apple TVs everywhere. And I convinced them. And even though like in my mind, it was a bad idea, like your bill's $40 more a month. In my mind, I was all about saving people money, but they ended up canceling it. Anyway, I was trying to talk to everyone, and most people where I was at in Denver, Colorado were not paying for TV. It made me realize I don't want to sell TV anymore. So it was a dying market. I want to move market. That's another story. But then also, like, do I want to talk to people that pay for cable, or do I want to talk to people that had DirecTV, right? So what I did was I learned where my customers were. I learned a way to spot them, which was important, by seeing the satellite TVs on their houses, and then it made selling so much easier. The way to look at this, I learned this from Steve Larson, was with marketing. It's like it takes you from, if you're doing golfing, if you're 300 yards away, how hard is it to hit the ball once and get it in the hole? I don't really golf, but it makes sense. Like, okay, if I hit it 300 yards away, it's almost impossible to get a hole in one. Very rare. But if I'm 3 feet away, how hard is it to tap it in? Easy. Your marketing, the more marketing research that you do, the closer and closer you get your customers to the figurative hole in one for the, okay? If you want to learn more about this, click the link down below. Get my digital recruiting formula. I teach you all about marketing, teach you about selling, also teach you about closing, some closing techniques to help you actually, once you get people and you've sold them and you've presented them, how do you actually close them? How do you find these people? How do you figure out what their desires are? How do you find these people? I go into all of that into my digital recruiting formula. You can click the link down below. Something really fun that's coming up with everyone that purchases the digital recruiting formula. I'm working on it right now. You will be getting an NFT that comes with the digital recruiting formula. It's exclusive. It's included for you for free. You get a little NFT and you can go and resell the course. You keep the course, but then you can go and resell the NFT, and by selling the NFT, access to someone else, access to the course. So some exciting stuff coming up on that. So if you want to learn more about that, reach out to me. I'm super excited about some launches that are coming up. Anyway, so learn this. It's going to change your business. Go out, be great, and create your freedom.